My name is London Steel Apple. I'm starting a clothing line called Virtue Avenue. The name is after moral path. It means to have good morals even through the hard times in your life, or the storms, you could say. I started this because my brother, Mason Storm Apple, passed away, and I really wanted something to remember him by, something that people could see and, they learned something from it. Because I've went through these times in my life where I just thought, everything's going downhill from here. But then I've learned that you can change it. This is your life. You can make it to what you want it to be. I started this clothing line as a message to just, when there's a storm in your life, take advantage of it, chase it, embrace that, make something out of it. All storms are opportunities. You can change it into something good. Although it may seem bad at that moment, it may seem bad forever, but you always learn something from the storm. Virtue Avenue is just to stay on the right path, the moral path. I want something to represent my brother in a way. I want him to be proud of me. I did this, I started that on my own. After he passed, I kept thinking, what am I going to do with my life? What am I going to be, I always relied on him. The main part was I always wanted to follow in his footsteps, I always wanted to do what he did. He wanted to be an engineer, I wanted to be an engineer. He was going to go to Viv, I was going to sell Viv. But when he passed away, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I just wanted to preserve his legacy. I wanted something to remember him by. I figured if I made a clothing line or something like that, I could just see people wearing it, and every time I look, it had something to do with him. So the bolt on the logos for Storm, it was the same bolt that he used for when he used for DJ Storm. Virtue is because Mason always had great morals. That's what he was always set on. His morals, he always wanted to do the right thing. He was a good Samaritan. He always helped people. Whenever you see someone pulled over with a pop tire or something like that, he'd help them. The car was dead, anything like that, he would always stop and just help them. I think he was just a great person because of that.
London's been working super hard on this. Virtue Avenue is all about the passing of his brother, Mason, who was my best friend. The whole logo has to do with him, DJ Storm, so it has the lightning bolt and the storm. Virtue, the good morals that Mason had, or DJ Storm rather. But I'm really, really proud of London because I understand that this Virtue Avenue is going to blow because of the meaning behind it and the design that he's putting into it, all the hard work and hours.
I was walking one day on the street and I was just trying to think of a name because I was praying. I was like, I have to find a name. And so I thought of Virtue. I was like, well, that's kind of bland. So then I went and I was just walking and I saw my street on the sign and I was like, well, Avenue, Virtue Avenue. That's something we always called our street as kids. We always said Thatcher Avenue. When we had friends coming over, it was Thatcher Avenue. Or whenever we did something, we'd invite friends to play basketball outside. It was our childhood. That's what we call the place where we grew up, just Thatcher Avenue.
London's making me laugh right now. He said something funny. That's one good characteristic about him. He's very amusing. He has very high goals and an even bigger heart.
Through the bad times in your life, the storms in your life, you can always, everything gets better. So you just have to keep going down that path that you are. Just keep your head up and things will get better. Even this, they say, grieving doesn't end, it's just something you cope with. That's true, but things do get better. You're not always sad, you're not always crying. There's good times, there's good days in your life, and most of them are good. Things get better.